So, Madan, uh, I just wanted to test one thought that I had. So, is
Yes.
it fair to say that for a mature brand, right, where you have a lot of maybe offline and TV campaigns also running along with digital,
Yeah.
the percentage lift that we're talking about
Yeah.
may not be that significant, and hence because of that, the Facebook geo lift and these kind of uh, market selection programs may not be that effective. Would that be a fair statement in your experience?
So I think I would just recalibrate what you just said. As you get to bigger and bigger brands, okay, as you get to like let's say an Amex or an AT&T and whatnot, and their entire contribution of media all put together could only be 3-5%. Okay, you
Yeah.
cannot assume that you can just move Facebook or TV or any one channel and get 5% lift. Not even possible. Okay, therefore, what happens is pretty hard to test geo test on big brands. If you have giant brands, pretty hard to do. Okay, whereas smaller brands much more likely, right? You can test them. So the best fit is typically when they get past those really small brands to kind of get to a point where they're emerging brands or growing brands or fast maturing brands. That's when it's a really good fit because the markets do move with media. You can get 5%, 8% like lift is reasonable to think about. But as you kind of get to bigger and bigger brands, overall effect of media kind of collapses significantly. All of media drives only 20%. Okay. Therefore, what happens a lot of times when I work with sort of more mature brands, the tests that I end up doing are scale tests because they may be running Facebook at some level, or Facebook or let's say TV or radio at some level. They feel like there's juice here, right? But they're not able to like really, if they turn off the media, they're not quite sure they'll catch it. But if they pulse the media, you will catch it. You will see the media markets move. So more often than not, for more bigger brands, I end up doing more scale tests because I can pulse it and I can get the markets to move by 5%. Okay. On like 5 markets, small markets, I can move it with cable TV by 5%. Yes, I can do that, right? I can move it with OTT by 5%. Absolutely, I can do that, right? And I hammer those markets. I don't do like little trickle on them. And I'm trying to work with bigger brands. I'm like, okay, let's take small markets, 5 markets, but let's saturate those markets with reach and frequency. Let's figure out what's the ceiling for the lift. Okay, and many times I will end up getting very surprising results. I'm shooting for 5%, I'll get like 11, 12, 13% lift. I'm like, wow. But I've oversaturated the market. So I may have to pull back the frequency to make it more palatable from a CPA perspective, from a ROAS perspective, because of the frequency is too high, right? I may end up in that place, but I know that media works. It can move the markets, and now I can calibrate down to an execution that is actually affordable and affordable from a CPA or ROAS perspective, right? So great question, fantastic question, and you should be thinking about that, and you are. So the answer is scale tests, and the holdout test may not necessarily work as you get to bigger and bigger brands.